Hey guys, it's KT Flash 96 here again, and I am finally getting back into doing this. Yes, I know, it's been a while. I'm probably gonna be super rusty in doing all of this, but it's a weekend, it's 4th of July weekend. I have a few hours to myself before I go meet up with some friends here in San Francisco, and I go party and shit. Um, But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do this because, like, why not? um, yeah, so anyways, quickly, I think C is yellow and mind is brown, I want to say. One sec, let me quickly... Oh no, C is brown and mind is yellow, okay. It's gonna be TVT on Fighting Spirit, with C spawning at the bottom right-hand position and mine spawning at the bottom left-hand position. So this map will probably... I mean, I guess Terrans will always split the map, but when players spawn next to each other, it's generally more conducive of map splitting because they have one direction. There's very a linear path to expand to. So C will probably expand to the 3 o'clock position as third. Mine will probably expand to the 9 o'clock. So slight inherently favorable spawns for Mind right now. Because he can expand away from C, whereas C is kind of forced to do an awkward expand. So yeah. Meanwhile, C's moving his STV out. He might do a forward barracks, or if he doesn't put that in barracks, he might just go 14cc. But yeah, mine has opted for the forward barracks, and yeah, C has opted for a middle of the map barracks. I think this is to when he pops out his first marine, he can go closer to the opponent. If he wants grabbing a gas. But yeah, Terrans, TVT will always see the barracks out in the middle of the map somewhere. They're right now doing mirror builds. We're gonna have to see how these builds will change over time. But anyways, this is, I guess we can do like a semi-update number 2 as Mind scouts with his SCV toward the middle of the map. So update number 2, internships have been going well. I have been doing perfectly fine. Well, no, I shouldn't say I've been doing perfectly fine. I've been stressed out over life this past week. Like, I just don't know what I want to do with my life yet in terms of schooling. I'm trying to find that out. I feel like this is gonna get really depressing. I feel like I have like no friends and anything. So like besides my girlfriend. So it's very difficult for me to find a place for me in life. Meanwhile, the SCV is gonna get denied by the Marine. Ooh, doesn't die yet, but I think it might get sniped by the SCV of mine coming back around. But anyways, so yeah, I've been pretty sad about life, just in general, which is why I just haven't been able to do anything. Oh, a 2 factory. This is going to be a very, very aggressive build from mine. He's going to try to end the game really, really soon, or try to put like a contain up against C. We're going to see if he's going to throw up another factory in response. He's not looking at it yet. Oh, he's going for command center. Yep, there's command center. So it's going to be a 1 fac FD into versus a 2 factory aggro push. It's getting Vulture first. But so yeah, I just haven't been feeling well lately, and there's just been problems with life. And recently, however, I was kind of able to feel a little bit better about myself and just about life in general. So that's why I'm here now doing another cast. I've talked to Prech. I'm probably we're gonna try to get an article up for you guys very soon. Hopefully you guys all look forward to it. It's an article I wrote. It's called the rise and fall of Fighting Spirit, and it's about Fighting Spirit as a map and the history of it. Meanwhile, we kind of have 2 Marines and a Vulture coming up here. Actually, C is not ready for this. Actually, the Vulture and Marines are just going to push up right across the ramp. SCV has killed off one of the Marines, but meanwhile, Vulture Marine in the base of C, and this is actually going to be very dangerous. He's going to lose a few SCVs here. He has lost 2 SCVs already. Meanwhile, the tank is out, though. We're going to see how many SCVs this Vulture can pick up before it goes down, and it looks like another one. Meanwhile, Vulture is coming back for mine, I think, and is going to try to push in. He's going to try to get another SCV kill. Remember, Vultures are free. And doesn't manage to get one before SCVs take it down. So poor micro by mind. But meanwhile, he's got 2 more Vultures. This is a very aggressive double Vulture attack. but they don't have upgrades, so they're not as scary as people make them out to be. Meanwhile, double machine shot coming up now for Mind. He is going to try to get those upgrades ASAP with the extra factory and production. Meanwhile, however, C has, I think, thrown down the second factory. Yep, there it is. So he's going to try to equalize that factory count, but remember, his second factory is going to be a little more delayed. He did opt for an earlier command center instead. This is pretty clever. Mind was going to try to land the barracks in the path of the command center. Oh, the tank! And this is a little bad right now for C. Mind is going to be able to delay mining at this expansion. He's actually might be able to finish his own command center, get it up and running as soon as C lands his command center. This is a very, very smart play from Mind. He will lose a barracks in exchange for this, but honestly, it's not like he's going to be adding more factories on later on. And yeah, you know, this command center, he has actually equalized this economic disadvantage he started off with. So, if anything right now, I think Mind is ahead by a little bit because he does have that extra production from the second factory with the second machine shop ready. So, in terms of research and in terms of production, he's going to be a little bit ahead right now. Although C does have a little more tech, he does have the academy up, he does have the armory going up. So, you know, in economic terms, they're equal. In production terms, Mind is a tiny bit ahead because of the fact that he was able to get up that second factory a little bit earlier. Meanwhile, he is playing mines up at the choke point of C, so he's going to try to get these tanks sniped by some mines. But, the mine almost went off, and the Commodores also jumped. He doesn't have a second gas yet, though, and C does. So I think C is going to try to put in some more factories soon. Or maybe that's why he's getting that armory out, because he knows that he can do this. Meanwhile, tank lines are gonna get sieging, and the third factory, yep, coming down for C. Mind realizing he's gonna have to rebuild that barracks, but he's also getting his starport up, so we're gonna probably see the Wraith or dropship play. And meanwhile, the barracks. This is actually a little bit of an interesting play right now. With the barracks advantage, your siege tanks are actually and a vulture actually getting into the middle line of C's natural. He's gonna pick up a second SCV here. So very, very nice play from Mind. Able to pick up a few more SCVs, but as I said before, the barracks advantage means that C can push forward into siege tank range of Mind, but Mind won't see them, and so C can siege up and not get hit. And he's gonna get off the first volley, which is probably the most important thing in a tank versus tank battle lines. Meanwhile, we got another research going at the machine shop for Mind. It's probably Vulture speed, because we have mines, we have siege mode, but we do not have the speed from the Vultures yet. And the barracks is floating around. They are kind of, once again, just setting up the battle lines, and SCV might be trying to take the 6th o'clock position for C, and he's going to try to get the third base. Meanwhile, still only on 3 factories. They're not trying to add in any more. I think they're going to try to play a little more economical while this is going on. But meanwhile, there's a dropship out now, and a 3rd factory coming up for Mind. So now C is taking over the production advantage and maybe even the upgrade advantage because he has armory. But in terms of mobility, Mind is ahead right now because he has that dropship. And dropships are very, very crucial because they inherently increase mobility. And meanwhile, he's going to send that, he's going to be able to see that 3rd base coming for C. Oh, the first volley goes off for Mind, but he does have 3 tanks versus the one of Mind, and C is able to take off. Meanwhile, the dropships coming in here, he's going to be able to drop vultures and be able to do a lot of economic damage to these SCVs. He's already forced a lot of SCVs off the line, but meanwhile, the vultures here are coming off. 2 tanks to the Goliath are trying to come back as soon as possible, but the vultures are able to pick off a lot of SCVs right now. I would say maybe 4 or 5 SCVs. 6 SCVs, 7 SCVs. This has been a great drop from Mind. In fact, he's basically lost nothing. I don't think he lost a single vulture in that entire attack. Meanwhile, he also dropped the vulture to kill off the SCV here, building that 6 o'clock expansion for C, and meanwhile he's also growing up to 5 factories. He doesn't have an armory yet though, so in terms of upgrades, it's a little curious to see why he's not getting any upgrades right now. With the 5 factory, usually I like to see people getting that +1 attack upgrade for the tanks. Meanwhile, the dropship now putting vultures behind lines, probably going to try to put some mines out in front of the choke of rally point of C, and then maybe catch a tank or 2 out. But meanwhile, these are very, very close to dead vultures. And meanwhile, the dropship's coming in, it's empty, it's a bait. This dropship is a bait, and Yeah, I don't know if C realizes this. I think he realizes it now because he's not unloading anything. But meanwhile, a second dropship actually gonna come and ferry more troops onto the 6 o'clock expansion. And mine actually might be going for like a pincer attack onto the middle ground of C, because remember C does have that contained setup. He does have the siege tanks, and it's a cat and mouse game. The Goliath goes down actually to the mines. But yeah, because C has the contain, it's up to mine to break out of it first and push out first. So it's a game of cat and mouse of who wants to unsiege first and move up. But mine did unsiege a little bit. We're going to see if he's going to push out, but no, there are tanks right now that are killing off these vultures, and he's going to lose the remainder of these vultures here before they're able to get into the natural expansion. He is going to continuously build more. Again, these dropships are continuously ferrying out these troops. More tanks. They're going to siege up to 4 tanks versus 2 tanks up here. Yeah, I think mine's going to be able to deny this a little more. Nope, he's not, because good reinforcements by C. So he lost 2 tanks for the price of 1, I think, and forcing C to rally more troops up there. But he's got a lot of vultures, a lot of tanks. He's kind of banking on these forces. He's not really showing his hand yet to C. And if C is caught off guard by this, he could outright lose the game, because in terms of unit count, I think the excess amount of vultures that Mind has been really crucial right now. And once again, these drops are going to drop right on top of these tanks. 4 more tanks again. They're going to be going in, and they're going to be able to maybe pick off this expansion. Meanwhile, a lot of tanks from C are going to try to push up. The SCV is actually going to get caught out. More SCVs are going to get killed off by these tanks. And meanwhile, yeah, look at this. Mine has once again been able to pick up these tanks, not lose anything, but deny mining from C and getting up his own expansion. So in this game, Mine is actually playing a little bit catch-up in terms of economical, but instead of really playing pure catch-up, he's actually been able to deny Mine and kill off SCVs and kind of equalize that disadvantage and getting catch-up a lot quicker than if he was not really putting on this pressure. But these 2 dropships have been doing a lot of work right now. He's probably picked off about maybe 15 SCVs in total in this game so far. He's got a lot of vultures. Might try to surround these tanks. No, that's not a good idea. Tanks just purely brute force their way through vultures and even mines. But meanwhile, again, this is happening a lot. Terrans love getting these dropships out and loading up tanks, which are very immobile, and then pairing them up with a lot of speed vultures. So this is very, very smart from Mind. He's able to utilize the lack of mobility from C, who doesn't have any starports up, versus him, who has 2 dropships out. He's able to reinforce these speed vultures with tanks very, very quickly, and he's actually able to try to take back the middle of the map pressure. And I think C has been forced to abandon this front line. No, he's got 4 tanks, but meanwhile, Mind could push in and just immediately kill it. But I think because he sacrificed tank production for vulture production, C's still in a little bit of a head position. He's actually getting a missile turret up here at the front. Meanwhile, the tank's AI a little bit bugging, but he's actually losing damage. And here comes 3 tanks, 3 dropships. No tanks are coming out right now, and C just has an overwhelming amount of tanks. There are 2 tanks up here, and they're not really in great position. And meanwhile, he's losing a lot of tanks at the front. These vultures are going to try to maybe poke around and go around this area, but right now C does have that contain still going up, but Mine with those 4 tanks at the front, at the top of the map, are still trying to look menacing and maybe deter C from pushing up there. But he does have a 3rd expansion set up and running now, so he's probably going to add some more factories up, or maybe even an extra starport to get some more dropships out. I think these dropships have been the saving grace of this game for Mind. Without these dropships, I think he'd be well far behind. But meanwhile, catching an escort force from C, who's trying to scout out the map here and try to find out where Mine's 4th base is going to go up. Meanwhile, he's getting pushed in here. There's a lot of tanks from C, though. I'm not sure this is going to be able to do anything right now. And yeah, this is looking very, very scary from Mine. I don't understand why he doesn't have the tank production of C. I think C maybe has an extra machine shop somewhere, but he does also have that extra gas, and he's got early gas, which is exactly what kills tanks the quickest, or is able to produce tanks the quickest. But there are a lot of tanks out from C. He's actually trying to divide this map where he is actually going to be able to take advantage of the split. He's taking that bottom base, the 6 o'clock, which is actually marking that split. in a point of contention. So he will be able to, in the long run of the game, which is playing out for him in TVT, be able to economically beat Mine. But Mine does have a lot of tanks now, but again, I don't think it's enough to face up off against C's amount of tanks. I think C is inherently did not lose as many tanks as Mine did, and already had a bigger batch of tanks to play with. Mine is trying to sneak up here with these tanks and kind of hug the edge. Ooh, big tank shots going off right now, and oh wow, he's actually able to kill off a lot of these tanks from C, so he's actually able to take control of the top part of the map now, and so that's where we might see the split coming in, where Mine takes the top, and C takes the bottom. Meanwhile, C is taking the 4th base here at the 3-5 expansion. There are a lot of vultures coming in to try to deny and deal with it a little bit. Ooh, raids now being made for C's. He's realizing that there's no Goliaths out for Mine. He's going to try to take advantage of this lack of anti-air. But C still has this mediocre contain going up at the front, science facility going on for both players. C already has this, so he's probably researching +2, +1 already for these tanks. And that's probably the most biggest timing of them all. 3 Wraiths out right now, but they might try to snipe all these dropships. Remember, there are no Goliaths out right now for Mine, and C with these massive vultures, I think he really needs to prioritize more production into tanks and Goliaths, but he is continuously just making vultures and trying to take control of the map with mines instead of tanks. So he's sacrificing power for mobility and harass. But he's able to find another SCV up here, and yeah, again, he is taking control of that half of the map now, where he gives up that 6 o'clock, but meanwhile he takes that 12 o'clock for his own. So in terms of bases in the long game, they will go up to 6 base for 6 base, and then the middle of the map, the middle base will be the main point of contention in the late game. But again, these vultures are trying to poke in everywhere. Again, he's lost power in not making a lot of tanks, and so which is why if you look at Contain, why his tanks are being pushed back more by C's tanks. But in response, he's going to try to run around the map with these vultures and try to, just be a thorn in the side of C. But C might just have none of it and might start pushing with these tanks. But right now, he's just playing more and more passive, and he's trying to just deny where these vultures are going. We see the second armory now up for Mine, and more dropships coming out to try to, again, inherently increase that mobility. But meanwhile, C's army just looks so scary, and C is being, instead of, playing a very static defense game, he's actually just roaming around with his army, which is great. Mine doesn't know where to push in if he sees a point of weakness. He has no idea if C's army is going to be right behind. But C's actually going to be pushing right now, and he's going to be doing a lot of damage right now. Like, look at how many tanks there's. He realizes there's a weakness. Mine's tanks have all been in the top area, but meanwhile, he's got a lot of tanks. This is a huge amount of tanks from Mine, from C right now. I'm not sure Mine's going to be able to take this game right now. Mine is trying to push in. He's losing a lot of units running into these siege tanks, but these dropships, just not unloading in time. He's going to be able to force back into his natural base now, and now C is going to be able to take control of the rest of the map. He's going to probably deny all those 3 bases up in the top left-hand position, or he might just go for the kill right now. He's got a lot of tanks to do this, and 5 raids now, and the cloak raids are going to try to hunt for more tanks, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to do right now. These raids are going to kill off these tanks up here, and then with all those tanks, I'm not sure Mike can come back in this game. Here come the raids, the Goliaths, and the raids are going to have to pull back a little bit. I would like to see those raids actually kind of pick out the dropship, which is exactly what's keeping Mine in this game right now in terms of mobility versus brute strength. But again, brute strength is just overwhelming Mine's force right now. Mine's lost all of his tanks, and yeah, C is just in an overwhelming position. I would say he's at least 30 to 40 supply up now against Mine, and he's actually just gonna pick off this 3rd base of Mine. Meanwhile, he's probably going to send some more units up to that top left-hand expansions to shut those down as well, because he has that contain up the natural of Mine. But Mine's going to do a last hurrah here. He's going to try to drop all over these tanks of C, but I think C has too many units right now, and he's trying to push up with Goliath, but he's able to take this out. But again, he's losing all of these bases. The raids are actually going to kill the command center, which is lifted off, and Mine is going to go for a counterattack, but we're going to see how effective this is going to be. C is actually going to pinch through this force, and C is just going to walk in here with unsieged tanks, and oh no, it's pulling SCVs off the line too to help deal splash damage against these tanks, and yeah, I think Mine's going to lose it. Oh, big Mine! 9 is going to GG. C's going to win this game. A great play by C. He's going to be able to realize that 9's powers is not efficient enough, and we are going to be seeing you guys in Game 2 of the Seaside Super Semifinal B.